Hello and welcome to Math Lessons with Linda. Today's topic is how to multiply two complex numbers together. Here's our first problem. 5 minus 2i multiplied by 6 plus I. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you that the most important value to remember in imaginary numbers is I squared. I squared is always equal to -1. That's really important when we are multiplying and later doing division with complex numbers. Since I have two binomials, I'm going to use the FOIL method, or commonly known as double distribute. So I will do 5 times 6, which is 30, 5 times 1i, which is a plus 5i. Then I'm going to do the -2i times 6, so minus 12i, and -2i plus I, which is minus 2i squared. This is what we want to be mindful of, because this I squared is really a -1. So let's see what we can simplify. I'm going to leave my 30 for now. A plus 5i and a minus 12i, I treat the I kind of like I would a variable. This becomes minus 7i. Now over here, it's this -2. The I squared is -1. So this whole term switches signs to positive, and it's 2. The I squared is replaced by this -1, which changes the sign on the whole term. So now I just need to add my 30 and my 2. So I have 32 minus 7i. So in this case, my solution, when I multiply this, is another complex number. Remember that we're going to put the real part first and the imaginary part second. Let's try one more multiplication problem with complex numbers. 2 plus 3i and 2 minus 3i. You will recognize that these are conjugates of each other. And a conjugate just means that I have the same exact binomial, but only the signs are different for the imaginary part. So I have a plus 3i for one of them, a minus 3i for the other one. So let's see what happens when we multiply two conjugates together. I have 2 times 2, which is 4. 2 times my -3i, which is minus 6i. Now let's distribute this 3i to 2. I get a plus 6i. Notice what happened. And then here I'm going to get minus 9, and here's my I squared again. So the first thing I'm noticing is I have opposites for these middle terms, so that cancels out. Over here, I'm going to substitute in for I squared a -1. So I have 4 from the beginning. -9 times -1 is plus 9. So all my imaginary numbers are gone, and all I have left is a whole real number, 13. That's my solution. So what we've learned today is when I multiply these conjugates together that are complex numbers, the imaginary parts cancel and I'm only left with a real number. And this is how you multiply two complex numbers together.